All right, let's watch a bear expert rating 9 bear attacks in movies and TV. How real is it?
It scrambled down the tree, and that type of speed is real. They can.
We need to return ass motherfuckers with communal ass sticks. I feel. What's the earliest you'd be down to live in America, dude? I think there's no. I mean, it depends. Am I able to hide amongst the white population? Like, no one will even suspect me of being Italian? Huh. In that case, if I'm just being considered a normal white, like, what's up? Damn, bro, you took my phone for like 3 hours. Jesus Christ. Var ne kadar? Var burada cüzdan. Al. 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 Oh God. Ama yeterli olmayabilir. Hold on 1 second. I gotta deal with something.
Run up to 25 miles an hour. Hey y'all, I'm Dr. Raywin Grant. I'm a wildlife ecologist and I've been studying bears for
Oh my God! Okay, this job is sick. This job is sick. This job is sick. This job is sick.
years. Today we're going to be looking at bear attacks in movies and on TV and judging how real they are. So already in this clip, I see the very cinematic trope of a giant brown bear standing up on its hind legs and roaring at a person. Honestly, in real life, bears are very quiet. They really don't do a lot of growling. They don't do a lot of roaring. But if there's a territory dispute, two big male alpha bears might actually stand up on their hind legs and roar at each other and fight. But if there's a big bear and a small person, that bear isn't usually going to go through all that trouble. You saw that big swipe of the ground. That's something that brown bears and black bears do. In fact, I have experienced a bear do a bluff charge on me, and it is frightening and terrifying, but really they're just trying to freak you out so that you back up and walk away and they don't actually have to attack you. This is great for TV, but it's not biologically accurate. This bear, even though it looks like it could be 1,000 pounds, it could scale that wall no problem. Those claws could dig into the wood and it could climb up all the way and then terrorize all those people that are watching. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. I really wish the bear had climbed up at the end. Let me make it clear, that is what you don't do. Even if it looks like you might be attacked by a bear, you never run. It's because humans cannot outrun bears. When humans run, it signals to the predator that you're prey. That's what a little deer would do or a little rabbit would do. But when we stand still, that's so different than what prey would do that they get the message. No way. Bears, as big and burly as they are, can also get into teeny tiny small spaces. I mean, I've seen bears squeeze themselves into anything they want. So again, if it wanted to hurt him, it would. This is interesting. So we see that they made a ring of fire, and that's their tactic of protecting themselves. First, no one should ever do this in the wilderness, okay? It will start a forest fire. But two, there really is something to this, and that's that most wild animals are afraid of fire. It's just something that they haven't experienced, right? They can't make fire themselves. So as much as I don't want anyone to ever use this tactic, I believe it would be effective to keep you safe.
How are we going to lure him?
Blood! Did you see him? Blood! That's not gonna work, okay? So
Dude, that's not a shark, dog. What do you mean?
Bears are driven by hunger. Blood does not necessarily signal this is something to eat, right? A bear wants to smell something delicious. It wants to smell honey. It wants to smell rotting meat. I think they're getting this from the shark thing. Like sharks are drawn to blood. It's not the same with bears.
Oh, even the shark is false? Now you're going to have a marine biologist be like, actually, sharks are not drawn to blood either. I thought blood in the water signaled weakness, and it was like easy pickings for the shark. You know what I mean? Is it false? No, I bet it's not false. I bet some woke-ass, DEI-ass marine biologist decided that it was like no longer real because sharks are actually very woke and don't go after weak meat or something. That's right, dude. You're doing DEI on the sharks. I sound exactly like a reactionary. The concentration of an odor in water is measured in parts per million. One odor molecule for every million molecules. Sharks can smell blood from hundreds of meters away in concentrations as low as 1 part per million. No, it was Mythbusters. It's the fish oil. Mark Rober made a video about it. What did Mark Rober say about it? Why is Mark Rober doing a video about sharks? Sharks are attracted to blood because it signals something is dumping or injured. That's what I said. DEI marine biologists are doing great anti-white shark racism. Yeah. I feel like you could take on this bear. Wait, why is the mother shielding the son's face like, don't look, the bear is eating our food? Like, this is shameful. She's like, it's shameful. Is this another fucking dumbass Stanley Cup ad where it's like, look, the Stanley Cup survives a bear mauling? Bro, look at that bear go. This is some real Yogi Bear type situation. This is literally like, the bear's just hungry. Let him eat. Chill. Break off a piece of that. That's a baby. You can scare that away. Unironically, it's very small. Just scream at it. Yeah. Well, I think the real problem is, I think the real problem is not the bear, but mama bear. Because I feel like when you see a cub, you should be really scared because the cub itself is not the problem. The cub you can scare. It's just that means that a very angry mama bear is also around, right? Or is that also a myth? And then someone in the chat is going to be like, actually, that's a myth. Philip DeFranco did a video about it. Actually, that's a myth. Ray William Johnson did a test on it. What's next, chat? Did PewDiePie do a myth video? Did he bust the myth? Is everything I know about bears wrong? See, Stanley Cup is safe. No, dude, the Game Theory did a video about it, and we found out that you can game theory the bear. If you tell it about Freddy Fazbear's penis size, all of a sudden the bear goes, I'm going to kill myself in a video game.
So this is actually something that we use in real life. If we want to lure a bear to something, maybe we set up a little trail cam and we want to get information on the individual bear, we'll put out what we call a scent rag. And so it looks just like that, like a little piece of cloth, and we'll put some kind of scent on it. We could literally use like vanilla extract. They'll come right to that rag to see what it is.
Run!
Vsauce Michael here. Have you ever been chased by a bear?
Is it realistic that that bear might come looking for you again because you are still in its territory and haven't left? Yes. However, is it realistic that a bear is going to attack over and over when there's 2 or more people? No. So bear attacks happen usually when there's just one person by themselves. If we have 2.
Damn, dude. See, even dude, bears can't catch me one-on-one. I mean, I'll just be around other people if I'm in the wild. There you go. GG's. And the bear will know. Like, he's a chill ass dude. He obviously is a chill ass dude. He has friends. Okay? Get it? That's the reason. Like, bears see you out in the wild and they see that you have a friend with you and they're like, "Oh, dude, you're tight. Like, you must be chill." Because why else? How else would you be able to bring someone out here with you, right?
2 or more, it rarely happens, which is another way that people can be safe when they recreate in nature. It did look real, but like the probability.
Tell that to Timothy Treadwell. We already established that the vibes were messed up. Okay? Yes. They were like, "Timothy, you got no chill. Like, you're fine, but your girlfriend is kind of killing the vibes." Okay? We're out here eating salmon and shit, eating berries, and your girlfriend's like, you know, talking about how it's a life-changing experience to shower next to us in the river and stuff. It's messed up. Sorry, we're going to have to maul both of you and eat you.
Of something like this actually taking place, like, I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 10. The first shot we see of the bear is of its claws, right? Those are real claws. They did a great job modeling that. It looks like a real animal. And then the other thing we see is the bear like sniffing, right? Meh. Bear's sense of smell is so precise and can go across such a long distance that they're not going to be sniffing around for a person when they're literally like 2 feet from them.
Bears can't climb trees.
Of course I can!
This little kid just said, "We're safe because bears can't climb trees," right?
Yeah, that kid's a dumbass, dude.
Already, I'm like, oh no.
Dumbass kid.
Like, they're doomed. Bears are the best tree climbers.
They love climbing trees, dude. You stupid kid.
No! Henry, move!
Go higher!
He's kicking downward with his leg. If you ever find yourself like above a bear on a tree, you should do that. But climbing higher, no. There's a phrase out there when it comes to bear attacks. If it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay down. And it's important to note that this is for bear attacks.
Yeah, it's called racism, okay? And people need to address it. Wait, isn't it if it's white, then no. Immediately get in flight, you're dead. You're dead. White bears will kill you. If it's white, good night. Oh, that's the one. Okay. If it's white, say good night. Yeah. Even I know that. I know that, like, listen, there's one type of bear I don't fuck with, and that's polar bears, okay? Pandas, on the other hand, I feel like are, the cutest.
This is not for bear encounters. Even if a bear is near you, even if it's approaching you rapidly, that's still not an attack until it's actually like physically touching you. That is a really important difference. Because if a bear is not attacking you, that's when you back away slowly, you make yourself look big. If it is attacking you, the kid did it right.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen those like videos of Japanese hikers and stuff where they just like get big and like they start like they'll have like the hiking stick or whatever. They start hitting it on like trees and stuff. They go ha ha, and then like the bear just kind of leaves, gets scared and leaves. Panda is technically not a bear. What do you mean? Polar bear said they don't fuck with you either, and it's on site. Yeah, that's just the normal position. Polar bears is on site with everyone. I don't think there's anyone I've ever seen like chilling with a polar bear. Like there's footage throughout history of man and bear chilling. Oh, there is one? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay.
Barcroft TV, what a throwback. We haven't watched Barcroft TV in a minute.
Like millions of people around the world, Mark Dumas loves nothing more than to take a morning swim. But for him, there is a rather massive difference.
Yeah, this is I assume somehow domesticated, probably like grew up in captivity ass polar bear, right?
As Mark swims with a polar bear.
I think there are grizzlies just vibing with humans in the wild. No. But like every bear, I feel like grizzly bears and black bears are not going to fight you randomly unless they're like really hungry, if we're being serious. Whereas polar bears will fuck you up 100% on site. It's 100p. This music is so bad. A dude living with a panda bear. I mean, not polar bear.
We're here together.
Bro, he's taking like selfies and shit. Dude, I swear to God, Kaya is literally a bear. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Come here. Kaya. Oh, I did see that, yeah. Why is this guy also doing like the he's doing a sexy face? What's up, babe? Just me and my polar bear. He's risen. Look at this goofy ass. Okay. This is like propaganda and it's working. Yeah. It's propaganda and it's working. I'm now convinced I could be friends with a polar bear too. I went to China with my school when I was 15 and a girl stuck her hand through the cage and the panda ripped her finger off. There is what? Why? That makes no sense. They don't eat. I don't think they eat like meat. Clipping and sending to Mayo. This guy has been trying to get me to watch the fucking Polish military bear.
1942, a band of Polish soldiers recently released from prisons and work camps stumbled upon an unlikely mascot.
This is a phenomenally rare Polish W, okay? Like unimaginably rare. And that's probably the reason why all the Polish motherfuckers in the chat are like, bro, you have to watch this. Kurwa!
A brown bear cub. Enamored
Astronomically rare Polish
with his
W.
antics and friendly personality, the troops took on the cub as one of their own. The bear grew and the war progressed. As the men ventured into combat, Wojtek the military bear served right by their sides, distinguishing himself enough to become an official part of the Polish military forces. Today on Weird History, we're going to find out about Wojtek, the bear who went to war. But before we get started, take a minute to subscribe to the Weird History channel and let us know which crazy historic animals you would like to hear about. Now let's crawl out of hibernation and head back to World War II. On September 1st of 1939, Poland was invaded by German military forces from the north and from the west. On September 17th, Poland was invaded by Soviet forces from the east. As a result of the invasions, more than 400,000 Polish prisoners were sent to work camps in Siberia. This double whammy on Poland was made possible by the German-Soviet Non-Aggression Pact, a pact which fell apart when Hitler directed German forces to invade the Soviet Union in 1941. Not one to take a double cross very well, Stalin ordered Soviet troops to release those same Polish soldiers taken prisoner a few years earlier to join the fight against Germany. As these Polish troops made their way out of Siberia and into Iran, they met a young shepherd. The shepherd carried with him a sack, and in that sack he kept a Syrian brown bear cub. Makes carting around your Shih Tzu in a purse seem kind of lame, doesn't it? The bear was an orphan. His mother had been killed by hunters. The playful spirit of the cub won the troops over, and they made a trade with the shepherd. The newly adopted bear left his old life to go on an adventure with Polish troopers in World War II. The fighting men gave their new friend the name Wojtek, which means joyful soldier.
It's wild to think about a dude just casually carrying a bear, but that's just how fucking Iranians roll, man.
A brown bear in the ranks of soldiers tends to stick out. A Syrian brown bear is a rather small bear, at least as far as bears go. As an adult, they can measure up to 4.5 feet long from nose to tail and weigh up to 550 pounds. Their fur is light brown, closer to the color of straw. The hair between their shoulder blades is often a different shade from the rest of their body, sometimes appearing as a dark stripe. And it is the only bear species known to have white claws. Very stylish, but boy do they show dirt. The bulk of the responsibilities to care for the brown bear cub fell on two men, essentially his adoptive parents, Dmytro Shaluga and Henryk Zakarowicz. Henryk, in particular, formed a close bond.
When does the fun part of Saturday Funday start? Bro, if you're not having fun watching bears fight in World War II alongside Polish soldiers, I don't know what to tell you. What do you want me to do? Watch Playboy Cardi all day? Is that what you want? Is that the fun for you?
In most of the films and pictures that exist of Wojtek, Henryk can always be seen nearby. Apparently, Wojtek had a helicopter parent. In the wild, a Syrian brown bear eats fruits, berries, seeds, plants, grasses, nuts, grubs, and small mammals. If particularly peckish, he will eat cultivated grains and livestock. The military was ill-equipped to care for a bear cub, so the troops made do with what they had. Wojtek was initially fed condensed milk from a bottle. But as he grew, his tastes expanded to include, well, basically anything that was available. Not a real foodie. The larger Wojtek got, the more bold he became to roam around the camp's kitchen, scrounging up a snack. In the rare moments when his military family wasn't doing military things like packing, moving, working, or fighting, Wojtek was always up for mixing it up with his human friends. Whether Wojtek was entertaining the troops or the troops were entertaining Wojtek is hard to say. In any event, he threw back beers like one of the boys. But big talk over beers was not Wojtek's style.
Bro, that is the most Polish thing you could do. Oh my God. It's also the most Russian thing you can do as well. That's so funny.
He was a bear of action. The larger he grew, the more he enjoyed wrestling.
Just overall very Slav behavior to just fucking give the bear alcohol.
The brown bear loved to roughhouse with men, though it was a rare soldier who was brave enough to earnestly tussle with Wojtek. No troops ever got seriously injured, but it was common for a wrestling match to end with someone's body getting scratched or someone's clothes getting shredded. And that someone was never Wojtek. Perhaps
I'm so jealous. Oh my God.
that's why most of the men prefer to watch from the sidelines. As a side note, a friend who urges you to wrestle with a bear may not be your friend. Wojtek's behavior was influenced by his peer group, who happened to be war-hardened men with advanced skills in carousing. It's a tough environment for an impressionable young bear. Wojtek adopted their habits and fit right in. He had his own mug that he used to drink beer and wine from, and when it was empty, Wojtek would look mournfully at the cup until it was refilled.
What the
He also
fuck?
begged for cigarettes, though he insisted someone lit them before he would accept. Typically, after one puff, Wojtek would swallow it whole. Come to where the flavor is. When the troops arrived in Palestine, they were organized into the 22nd Transport Company, Artillery Division, Polish 2nd Corps. The men, however, would not abandon Wojtek, who was immediately
Wait, what does that mean, Palestine? I'm confused.
adopted as the company mascot. But it wasn't just a symbolic gesture. Wojtek was part of the team. One evening, while the camp was asleep, a thief crept into the compound looking for something to steal. Unfortunately for him, he awoke Wojtek, who rose to investigate. With a massive brown bear lumbering towards him, the frightened thief, understandably, forgot he was a thief. He made such a clatter that he woke the troops, and he was quickly apprehended. As a reward for his vigilance, Wojtek was given a bottle of beer. Hey, barkeep, how about a bottle of suds for my furry friend over there?
Oh my god, the memes.
When he was young, Wojtek traveled with the company from site to site in whatever cab of whatever truck had room. But as Wojtek grew, he tipped the scale at 500 pounds, and it was harder to find any vehicle that had room for him to ride shotgun. So he was upgraded to one of the company's recovery trucks. A recovery truck is like a tow truck, but military-sized and used to move tanks. For Wojtek, it was a traveling home, like an RV built for a bear. He spent his trips lounging on the recovery truck's bed and alleviating his boredom by climbing the crane to get a view of the surroundings. Wojtek wasn't the only animal who accompanied soldiers in the Second World War, although he likely was the only bear on the battlefield. Some animals, like anti-tank dogs, served grim but useful purposes, while
Wait, what? What does an anti-tank dog do? What's the purpose of an anti-tank dog? It's exactly what you think it does? No. No. I don't want to know. Do not Google if you're a dog lover. I don't want to know what anti-tank dogs do. Walk a bomb under a tank, obviously. Yeah, and then just drop the bomb and then come out safely, right? That's what you mean. Yeah. Surely. They would drop the bombs under the tank and then run away safely and then explode them after the fact. That's what I'm going to go with. All right,
others were
continue.
brought to battle as a mascot. Whenever he encountered other animals, Wojtek was always friendly. The soldiers of the 22nd Transport Company loved to talk about the encounters between Wojtek and Kasia the monkey and Kirkuk the dog, two of the war's most famous animal combatants. Consider them the A-list celebrity animals of the day. Wojtek never suffered a bullet or shrapnel
Okay, so you can just shit on Cass so normally but can't handle a little history? Yes.
wound, but he did encounter a life-threatening injury. Wojtek was once stung on the nose by a scorpion. Such an injury is often lethal. In fact, his friend Kirkuk the dog succumbed to a scorpion sting.
Damn, bro, how many fucking scorpions were out there?
Wojtek's friend Henrik was beside himself. He refused to leave the bear's side, doing all in his power to help nurse Wojtek back to health. For the first day and a half,
Scorpions also demonstrating cat-like behavior.
the situation was critical, and it looked as if Wojtek might not make it. The soldiers feared the worst. But Wojtek fought back, and against all odds, overcame the scorpion's venom. Within days, he was back to his carousing ways. As the 22nd Transport Company received their assignment and was sent to the Italian battlefront in 1943, Wojtek had to be left behind in Palestine due to regulations that prohibited animals in combat. An active war front is typically not an ideal place for a bear, but Wojtek was not a typical bear. To get around the regulation, Wojtek was officially enlisted in the Polish army. He was even given his own paycheck, rank, and serial number. This helped ensure his participation was recorded and the world knew under which flag Wojtek served. Though there was confusion and likely a bit of aggravation about transporting a bear to the Italian battlefront, the Polish troops eventually got their way. In Italy, there were a series of fortifications known as the Winter Line. In 1944, the Germans held the western portion of that line, and the Allies determined that breaking through that line near a rocky hill known as Monte Cassino would give them access to the Italian capital of Rome. Atop the hill was an abbey that had been converted into a fearsome stronghold. The abbey ultimately withstood 3 assaults before the Allies drove its inhabitants backwards into Rome. During one of these assaults, Wojtek's pal Henrik, serving as an artillery spotter, pulled forward into battle and had to leave his bear friend.
Oh my God! Oh, why did I click that link? Some things you just don't need to know about, dude. Oh my God, if only I'd run the top of the hour ad break and then some of you would have been spared from seeing the shaved bear at the top of the hour. Because there's a 3-minute ad break at the top of the hour. Now, of course, many of you have already subscribed. So you will see the shaved bear instead of the ad. Here's the 3-minute ad break now. Actually, that bear isn't shaved. It's alopecia. What? Please read my real crazy bear story. True story. I went on a cross Cascade hike as a rite of passage when I was 14. Didn't run into any bears, but ran into a guy wheeling a cart with guns and said he was going to go have dinner with Bigfoot, and he was dead serious. Okay, that's not even bear related. Thanks, chatter. Thanks, chatter, but not a bear story. You know what I'm saying?
Behind. Left among the men who armed and manned the guns, Wojtek refused to sit idly by. Mimicking the behavior of the soldiers around him, Wojtek began to lift massive crates of ammunition and carry them towards the cannons, disregarding the gunfire and making himself useful throughout the assault.
That's so sick.
By the time Monte Cassino was in the hands of the Allies, more than 70,000 men on both sides had lost their lives. When the chaos of battle settled, the troops were able to rest, and word of Wojtek.
That abbey did not have soldiers, it had civilian refugees. It is a war crime. Wait, are you telling me the bear actually participated in war crimes? What's going on? Are you saying the bear participated in... Oh, this is World War II, so they didn't really care about that kind of stuff.
Wojtek's exploits spread. His fearless actions and
yeah,
loyalty
bear got milkshake ducked like while we were in the process of learning
battle
about
made
it.
him a hero among the 22nd Transport Company. In honor of Wojtek's deeds, the official seal of the 22nd Transport Company was changed to feature Wojtek marching towards cannon fire, a shell in each hand. The logo was then featured prominently on vehicles, uniforms, and the like. After the war, the 22nd Transport Company moved to rural Scotland.
Bro, how long do bears live? I don't even understand. Like, it's like this thing lived for far too long.
They were stationed
He lived longer than the average Polish man.
at an airfield near the village of Hutton. The soldiers Wojtek had spent the previous 3 years following into battle were restationed or sent home. One by one, they came to say goodbye to their furry friend. Wojtek's battle adventures were ending, but his time in the spotlight was just beginning. Word spread that there was a Syrian brown bear nearby, and Wojtek became a local celebrity among the Scottish people. He was profiled in stories, visited by locals, and inducted into local organizations such as the Polish-Scottish Association. In 1947, Wojtek left the military. Rising from his initial rank as private, he was discharged as a corporal. He retired to the Edinburgh Zoo. There, he enjoyed a good life as beloved celebrity, doing an occasional interview and appearing on a local children's show from time to time. As the years wore on, Wojtek was never forgotten by his army pals and was visited by Polish soldiers he had served with. As 82-year-old Polish veteran Augustyn Karolewski described his reunion with Wojtek, as soon as I mentioned his name, he would sit on his backside and shake his head, wanting a cigarette. Still one of the boys. In the wild, Syrian brown bears live between 20 and 25 years. Wojtek, for all his adventures, lived to a ripe age of 21 and passed away in 1963. So what do you think? Would you want to have a bear in your unit? Let us know in the comments below, and while you're at it, check out some of these other videos from our weird history.
Crazy. Let's smoke up and pour one out for Wojtek, fellas, from 2019. Okay, seems to me like he's gotten skinnier since the first time I saw him. Or what the fuck is this? This is the greatest man in China. Like, this is literally, this man, listen, the American State Department fears Pang Zai, because if more Americans were familiar with his behavior, like the entire xenophobia in America would diminish, okay? It would hit zero. Americans wouldn't dare dream of being xenophobic ever again.
Right, but the whole time, also try to get out of there. It scrambled down the tree, and that type of speed is real. So the bear first slowly went up to get the boy. Of course they can do that, but the way it practically leapt onto the second tree and scaled it in a second, that's really when a bear wants something.
Okay, so she's not factoring in something really important here. And I hate to be that guy, but technically the bear is on cocaine. So I feel like the reason why the bear is that fast is most likely the cocaine and not because this is a normal bear.
I mean, they can run up to 25 miles an hour.
See, that's another bear that was on cocaine. Classic.
So it should be said that bears don't do drugs. It is totally hypothetical what a bear would do if it was on tons and tons of cocaine. But this movie is loosely based off of a true story. But there was a bear in the 80s, I believe it was 1985, that was found dead after ingesting a big amount of cocaine that was dropped from an airplane. But in general, overdoses can kill animals just like they can kill people. And that's what happened to the real cocaine.
Oh my God. How much cocaine can kill a bear? It must have. Also, why did the bear just eat the cocaine? I feel like if I'm a bear, I don't fuck with that. You know what I mean? I guess it didn't really do it in moderation. It just smelled it and was like, this is fire. Someone said it looks like sugar. You think that's how animals operate? Chatter? You think animals smell stuff and go, oh wow, this looks like sugar. I have no sense of smell. I guess he must have liked the way it smelled though. He didn't know his limit, yeah.
Cocaine bear. The only thing that I saw in this clip that wasn't so accurate is that they're really not that interested in attacking people, right? Especially black bears. Black bears are the least predatory of all the bear species. They mostly have a vegetarian diet. They love their fruit. They love their nuts. Another thing people should know is that bears do not eat people. Sometimes it's happened, really, really rarely, but they do not prey on humans. If a bear is attacking someone, It's really because they perceive that person as a threat. I would give it like a 6 out of 10. I can't imagine a bear ever leaving one person to go attack another person for drugs.
Okay, well, but you don't know how a bear would be. You don't know how a bear would be once it gets a taste of cocaine. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's real. Right behind him comes what's gotta be Mama Bear. The female bear raises her cubs and she dedicates her life to keeping.
Okay, turns out I wasn't so wrong about the bear situation, especially as it pertains to Mama Bear. Turns out Mythbusters was wrong. Turns out Ray William Johnson was wrong. Turns out the game theorists were wrong, okay? I'm just saying the Mama Bear situation is correct. It's not just a myth, okay? How about you busting some bitches instead of trying to come in here and bust the fun I'm having with your fake Mythbusters nonsense?
This guy was technically just standing there, but because he was between the bear and her cub, she sees that as a threat and she
get fucking
ran
owned,
right
Mark
through him.
Rober.
So we often tell people who are like recreating in the wilderness, do not physically come between a female bear and her cub. Even if you notice a bear cub on its own and you do not see the mama, get away from there immediately. You are in danger, okay? They lose their mind and they just attack. So it's actually really, really accurate the way that they showed the attack. The way that the bear uses her teeth the most, like she does a little bit of like paw stuff. She uses those parts of her the most because they're the most effective. And again, she's not trying to like get a bite to eat, right? Like if she wanted to eat him, she would use her claws to tear him apart. But instead, she just wants to have those fatal bites to keep her cubs safe. But the biggest myth that the media shows about bears is that they're always on the attack. In some of the national parks that have bears, take Yellowstone National Park.
Wow. Turns out NOT Piker vindicated. Turns out bears are not always on the attack. Guess what? You can chill with a fucking chill-ass bear. Guess she's about to say that. And guess who's saying that? A person who's an expert in bears. That's right. Just saying. A lot of you hated on me because I spoke the truth. I spoke truth to power.
Your chances of a bear attack are something like 1 in 2 million. So truly, bears are peaceful, they're docile. And with that said, don't bother them, don't frustrate them, and don't trigger them, because if you do, you might be in trouble. Like at this exact
See,
spot.
don't trigger the bear. Don't go up to a bear and be like, hey, guess what? Like, I don't think that you're very defensive about your children, or don't tell the bear about facts about sharks, about how Mythbusters busted a myth about sharks and the blood in the water situation. Bears hate that. Don't call the bear a bad mother. Exactly. You do that, the bear's going to get triggered, and, you know, can't do anything about that.
I wish the character knew to play dead, because this is a brown bear, sometimes called grizzly bears. And with that species, it's really important to play dead, because if he just played dead right there, it's more likely that she would like nudge him a little bit more just to make sure and then walk away. But he's like still making a little bit of noise, and it's telling her like, nope, he's still alive. He could still be a threat. This is giving me anxiety. He shot her, and then she just attacked more because she's like, see, I was right. It just tried to hurt me. I'm just gonna like kill it and rip it to pieces now. So I can understand having a weapon and wanting to like kill it and fight back for your life. But again, you're safer playing dead until he can no longer hear or see the bear or her cub. Honestly, I'd give this one a 10 out of 10. It's, believe it or not, a CGI bear, but they really got it right.
How did you get up there? I don't know.
And of course, like, pandas don't really do the splits, but they are flexible. All the little YouTube videos you see
They're
of
so
like
cute.
pandas in captivity rolling around and being cute, they really do have very flexible bodies, although they're chubby and fat.
I now see that the way to get through to you is with this. Oh, great.
Realistic that they would want to eat a lot of food, but would they eat delicious Chinese pork buns? I don't think so. However, a lot of people don't realize that pandas, although they're vegetarians and some might think they're herbivores, they're actually still carnivores. Pandas have the gut microbiome to digest meat, meaning they have the bacterial community in their bodies to break down meat and synthesize it for energy. So that means that it's possible that ancient pandas were.
Wait, maybe that's the reason why they're not fucking no more. Because, like, we put their asses on an all-vegetarian diet, and now they're just, like, depressed. Except for that one panda that wanted to eat the chatter's schoolmate's finger.
Carnivores and ate meat all the time, and probably if they wanted to, they still could.
Wait, did I literally solve the panda crisis? Like, they're just low T. Put them on that Joe Rogan On It diet or that Jordan Peterson all meat diet and watch them fuck, dude. Watch them thrive. You can't even stop them. They'd be porking left and right, dude. You give them pork buns, they're porking left and right. You are wildly misinformed.
So, you know, this panda is learning martial arts, which is atypical for wild pandas. But believe it or not, pandas can fight. Pandas have claws and they have fangs, long fangs that could rip through tissue really easily. So they have the physical structure to be very, very aggressive and violent if they want to. I love this movie, but I have to give it a 1 out of 10. I'm always happy to see polar bears. They're awesome. They are not only the largest of all 8 bear species, they're also the largest carnivore on the planet, and they are very aggressive. So to have a very violent interaction between 2 alpha male polar bears is realistic. We're not gonna have like an audience of other polar bears.
Okay, why? Okay, I don't want to hear that. Like, it's fine if you're talking about, you know, bears attacking humans, but like, why you gotta ruin our vibes here? You don't know. You've never been to the North Pole. Okay? You don't know that.
Maybe if there's like a big common food
See?
source, they would
Look!
congregate together. Other than
They're
that,
doing it!
they're not really cooperating like that.
You cannot prove that the polar bears don't wear armor and fuck each other up.
The other thing that we wouldn't
The only time they ever address white-on-white violence
really see in a
Makes you
polar bear fight is the running and slamming together. Usually when they're fighting, they approach each other slowly, they'll do all the bluff charges to each other, and then they'll get up on their hind legs and start fighting.
they're having
But they
fun.
won't kind of knock each other back and then run at each other together again. They don't eat people, they don't eat each other, but they're more likely to be extremely aggressive. Polar bears are what we call obligate carnivores, right? So that means they just want to hunt and kill and eat. And because of that, it impacts their behaviors. They often say, like, if it's white, good night. It means that if you are in an attack with a polar bear, it's not looking good. As well done as the art was, I would give it like a 2 out of 10.
Bear fight!
I think it goes without saying that this is like extremely exaggerated. The
She
bear
said
was
it.
like slapping back. And that was actually kind of realistic. In fact, like it doesn't take a lot of energy for them to like slap you across the face. But punching a bear in the face is just a really great way to irritate them and to get them to really hurt you.
Hey, Ron! I'm riding a furry tractor!
You can't ride a bear. It's kind of worth explaining that
I don't know about
over
that.
the years, bears have been used in like circuses and
Would you try to fight a
entertainment.
bear? Absolutely not. I'm telling you, dude. Catch me with a bear, we're chilling. You catch me with a bear, we're just hanging out. We're kicking back, maybe eating some honey together, you know? Some jam, some berries. Not a big fruit guy, but, you know, I'll have a little bit. Yeah, we're just kicking back, smoking blunts, having fun. It's just like they're chill. We're chill like that.
Capacity. Don't train wild animals. There's a lot of ethics around this. Probably bear riding has been a thing.
Wow,
But
don't train
these-
wild animals. Why? Because they'll be too cool. Okay, I see the agenda, and I don't like it. Okay? No, I get it. She's like, oh, no, only I want to hang out with bears. Like, don't train the bear to, like, smoke weed. Don't train the bear to blast cigs and be super cool. And then maybe even do war crimes. Or maybe they weren't war crimes. We don't know. In Italy, specifically. Like, we don't know. Were there refugees inside of the abbey? Or were they actually Italians with cannons? Well, it doesn't matter. The point is, when you train a bear, the bear becomes extra sick.
These days, you're not really going to find it anywhere. I would give it, again, like a 3 out of 10. Oh, that's something that every camper is worried about.
Yeah, dude, zip the tent up and you'll be fine. You're
If
fucked,
they're
dog.
camping in a place where bears could be, bears will smell something good in your tent and will come looking for it. So it looks like she just uncapped her bear spray. Really glad to see that. Bear spray is something that I have on me at all times whenever I'm in the wilderness.
Yo, chill. Yo, doesn't she work with bears all the time? She's just spraying them. Oh, Jesus Christ.
It can save your life. Ugh. This is where this woman went wrong. Bear spray is completely 100% ineffective when you're in close proximity with the bear. It's just going to aggravate it and make it attack you. You use it when there's a bear in the distance. Bear spray is pepper spray, but it's not the same kind of pepper spray that we use to keep ourselves safe. It is extremely powerful and it shoots at a long distance. So if you sprayed bear spray in your tent, you would not be able to breathe. You wouldn't be able to see, like you would be incapacitated. You have to do it in the open, and then you have to get yourself out of there. So what they should have done is at the beginning of the clip, unzip the tent, spray the bear spray, zip it back up, and wait a few minutes and see what happens. That one was intense. It would have to have so many interactions with humans that
Is she not going to point out that black bears are hella timid and would almost never approach you like this? No, she has. She's a literal, like, bear expert. What are you talking about? You can't try to outwoke the bear expert on bears, chatter.
it learns a behavior to become a killer, like a deliberate predator of humans. Also, the bear spray situation could have saved them way before.
Also, yeah, do you remember when you asked, like, why do they kill the bears once they kill humans? This is why, I think. Yeah. Once they get a taste of human flesh, dude, they just gotta be clapped.
Before the attack actually happened, I wish they had just deployed the bear spray the right way. I wanted to give it like a 9 out of 10 because I was like, camping, black bear, fear, like that all makes sense. But then in terms of how aggressive and how like murderous that bear was, I want to give it like a 4 out of 10.
What the fuck is this?
Oh my God, what is that? Kind of has like the humps and lumps of a bear-ish. We can see like it has this extended kind of snout, almost like a horse head, and then like a more flat head. Black bear will either have like the extended snout, but then like a proper hump for a head, or a brown bear or grizzly bear has more of like the flattened face and like a much round.
Yeah, I think brown bears have weirder faces than black bears. Like, it's just weird. They got like weird ass eyes.
Rounder
I'd still chill with them though.
head. It's all over the place. One of the things that I'm also noticing is that it looks like there's places where it's like missing fur and just has raw skin. And believe it or not, this is actually kind of accurate because there are times when bears can be very susceptible to mange, the same mange that dogs can get. So it's possible that like a mangy bear influenced this animal here. Okay, I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 10. Like that wasn't even a real animal. My favorite bear show.
This is what bears do in real life. Okay, look. That's what they do in real life. They just fucking chill.
Is a show that I've actually been in, and I don't think it's fair to really toot my own horn right here. So I will say that my second favorite bear show was Yogi Bear. And it was mostly about this bear named Yogi who lived in a national park and would steal people's picnic baskets.
See, Yogi, I think that's literally why I love bears so much. It's not even a joke. Because, like, we had very limited shows when I was a kid, when I was growing up in Turkey, and that was definitely one of them. And I feel like Yogi Bear is so nice with it. Like, it's just, that's where I developed an appreciation for bears and hanging out with bears and why they would be chill.
It's like kind of realistic, right? Like bears are in a lot of America's national parks and they love our food. That's something that
Yogi Bear's a dick. He steals people's food. Dog, he's a bear. You should be literally giving him the food anyway. You're kind of a dick for not giving him the food. You deserve the food to be stolen from you.
humans and bears have in common. Thanks for watching. If you
Like, actually, Yogi had his funny up, not his money up, dog. That's what I'm saying. She could have picked Smokey the bear. He saves us from forest fires. Instead, she picked a pain in the ass bear. She chose poorly. Nothing Yogi owns is his. That hat, the tie, nothing. That's so dumb. That's so stupid, dude. God damn, we watched so many bear videos. This has been like a old school ass, like, fell down the bear pipeline moment for this community. Like, I used to do this. Oh man, no, I'm not gonna watch the Tier Zoo video on bears. We're moving away from bears. Oh god. Van life parents are abusive. No, I'm not gonna watch that. I'm not trying to watch van life stuff. Let's go with and we're not gonna do the Chinese cartoon yet.